Hey, love. Are you in the process of building your website as a new entrepreneur? Good, because having a website nowadays is absolutely basic, but having a good website ain't so basic. Today, I am going to talk to you about the 10 essential things that you really do need to consider, make sure you have in place, and take as steps in order to make sure that your business brand and your personal brand are accurately reflected in that all-important website. Let's get to work. Hey loves, CP here. Welcome back to CPTV. If you are new to CPTV, well, welcome. This is the place where you are going to learn the systems and the processes that you need in order to build and grow your business so that you can achieve that entrepreneurial freedom that you so desire every single day. And I am excited to be here with you. And if you like the idea of getting specific systems and processes to grow your business, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like every single thing that we talk about, because I am trying to bring it to you every Tuesday and every Friday to help you reach that freedom that's supposed to come from entrepreneurship. Let's dive right into what those 10 basic things are. First, I need you to make sure that you have professional looking photos on your website. Yes, that means that you have to schedule a professional photo shoot. That means that you've got to get some outfits and your hair and your face together. And that means that you actually have to go out and take some professional photo shots. I tell you all the time that I think that it's great when people are taking selfies and they're using that for their social media. But for your website, you really do want to have some professionally taken photos. And you also want to have some that have transparent backgrounds so that you can use those photos. So that's first. Make sure you've got professional photos on your website, child. Number 2, you want to have a professionally designed logo. Now, we talked about this way back when in our 6 steps to starting your business, when we began talking about branding and setting up your brand. I'll make sure that I link to the cards right up below and down in the description box. But having a professionally designed logo is critical. It's going to be used all throughout your website. And it also shows, just like those professional photos, that you take yourself seriously, that you're serious about your business, and that you're serious about finding the right customer to represent your brand. So having a professional logo all over your website is important. And there are different resources and tools you can use. I recommend checking out some of the graphic designers on Fiverr. There's a ton out there that can actually create an entire logo for you. And then I've also used canva.com. It's free and you can go out and get some great templates and create your own logo if you need to, that still has that professional spin. It looks great. And you can also, in some of the packages, download in transparent. So those are some great tips and tools for that professional logo that you must have on that all-important website. Number 3 is your unique service proposition. Your USP has got to be clear and all over your website. And what that really is it talks about exactly, what you do, but also the benefits of what your services are going to bring to your target customer. And if I haven't already mentioned it, I want to make sure that you understand in all of these things, the underlying most important thing is that all of your messaging and all of your branding and all of your photos are designed to attract that all important customer avatar. I've talked about this in other videos, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. In that branding video that I've already tagged and kind of given you that idea to, that's down in the description box below, and make sure you hit the show more button. It'll open up the description box and you can see all the additional links that I'm talking about. But also, when I talked about discovering your ideal business idea and figuring out your customer avatar, which I will also link to right here in the cards for you, that is also all important. Your entire website, your photos, your logo, and everything that I'm going to be talking to you guys about has to be geared towards that ideal customer and has to be designed to attract them. And that includes your unique service proposition. So it's not just about all the specifics and the features about what you do, but also the benefits that are going to come from utilizing those particular services. So your USP has to be everywhere. The fourth thing that you really need is testimonials. Social proof is so critical and so important, especially as people continue to make their buying decisions and their choices for who they use and who they're going to become customers of based upon things like reviews. You know, and I know, if you're buying something online or you're actually making a connection with a product or a service through an online vehicle like a website, one of the things that you're going to be looking for are those reviews, and that's a part of social proof. So make sure that your website has a specific area in it that talks about client testimonials, and it really describes the benefit and some experiences that other folks have had by working with you. Number 5, a clear call to action. It is so important. Gone are the days where websites are only utilized to be electronic brochures. You remember those where you just kind of go to those websites and it doesn't do anything but give you a bunch of information? Nowadays, in order to really maximize your marketing from a digital perspective, which is really what websites are intended to do nowadays, you really do have to have a clear call to action. What is it that you want people to do while they're on your website? If you want them to reach out to schedule a meeting with you, then make sure that clearly in the beginning parts or in a specific area, it says, click here to schedule an appointment or to book a strategy call. Or if you want them to actually download a free resource so that you can capture their email and begin to develop that relationship and continue to provide them with content, you want to make sure that it says, click here to download this form. So making sure that your website is built around what your overall marketing strategies are, and that usually includes some end result that you want to get, especially capturing customer data, is important. And that call to action is where you're going to get that from. So as you're building your website, make sure you've got a clear call to action, that you have an idea of what you want people visiting your website to do, and that it's very clear on that piece exactly you're telling them how to do it. Number 6, I need you to make sure that you have a compelling about page. And so many times, especially with new entrepreneurs, you get this wrong. When I say about page, I don't mean about you. I mean, your about page is where you are going to tell your story about why you have the business that you have, about why you have the services and the products that you have. And most importantly, you are going to stretch out that unique service proposition that we've already talked about in this section specifically. So yeah, you want to make sure you're telling a little bit about your credibility and talking a little bit about who you are, but really focus your about page on drawing in that customer and addressing those very specific customer pain points that you want to pull in, because that's going to keep them looking around your page, and that's going to make sure that you are communicating with them very clearly about why you are in business and why they should do business with you. The 7th thing that I want your website to make sure that it has, and that you need to make sure it includes, is a services page. How frustrating is it, even for you, if you go out to someone's website and you can't seem to find what it is that they offer, what it is that they do? Your services page needs to list very clearly all the services or products that you actually provide for clients and customers, and you need to be as detailed as possible about what those are. Now, whether or not you want to include your pricing is really up to you. If you have the type of service or product that might be a little bit of a higher price point, you may not want to just put that out there so that people can make their decisions directly by just looking at your website. But you might want to make sure that you have another call to action on this page that says, to find out more, schedule a consultation, or fill out this contact us button, or click this information and somebody from our team will contact you. So your services page needs to be very specific about what you do, but most importantly also needs to have a call to action so that the person looking at it knows exactly what you want them to do. Now, if you've got products on there and services that you feel are priced appropriately enough for people to just make a purchase right then and there, then that's what your call to action should say. Here's all of our products, plop it in the cart, let's keep it moving. The number 8 thing that I need your website to make sure it has, and for you to make sure you're including, is giveaways, free resources. Nowadays in digital marketing, your email list is going to be gold for you. And if you're not constantly focused on building that email list, which is where you're going to develop the know, like, and trust with your future customers, then it's going to be really, really hard for you to do business unless you have millions of dollars to put into blind marketing, which as a small new entrepreneur, most of the time you won't. So giving away free resources does a couple of things. Number one, it actually has impact on your customer and your client. It gives them things that they need. And that, in a sense, should make you feel good, right? The second thing is it's going to give you an opportunity to build credibility in your expertise in a particular area that you're giving away free resources and tools that are actually designed to help people. And then fourth, it's going to help you capture that all important email, which is another aspect of a call to action. So giving away free resources, whether it's videos or blogs, or articles or white papers or some type of training or link to a podcast or an ebook, whatever that free resource or free resources are, make sure that it's clearly visible and that you actually have space for some on your website. Before I move on to the last two things I want to make sure you're including in your website, it's a couple things I want to make sure. I know that we've talked about a lot of stuff. It may be overwhelming and you may or may not be able to take notes right now. That's okay, because I've got an amazing resource for you. It is my blueprint checklist for what you should include on your website, all of what we are talking about today that you can actually download below. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions from you guys that say, how do I download this? Or where is this link located? So below this video, you'll see a brief description box and you'll also see a little button that says show more. If you click on show more, it should open up the rest of the description, and down there you'll see it says your free guide, your free checklist. You can click that link and it will take you directly to the opportunity to download the checklist. I want you to download it. It's yours for free. I'm giving it to you because when you're a new entrepreneur trying to get that all important website up, I want you to make sure that you can go down this list that we are talking about today and check everything off. If you're working with a web designer or you're actually trying to do it yourself, then I want you to make sure that you know exactly what you should be looking for and what assets you need to begin gathering as you continue to build your website. So that's the first thing I want to make sure I address. And secondly, if you are into this and you think that it's great material, please make sure you subscribe. All you got to do is click that button down here in the lower left corner. You'll see a picture of me and I'm pointing down. All you got to do is click that. You don't even have to leave the video. It'll subscribe you right away. And also make sure that you like this. Leave a comment with any other questions that you may have for me about websites, providers that I use. Did I build it on Wix or GoDaddy? Anything like that about a website. Feel free to leave your comment. I will get back to you, I promise, within the next couple of hours after you leave it. And I'll be able to give you some additional insight that I won't be able to go over in this video. And make sure that you share it as well. It's always important to spread the love, and it is going to help me achieve my goal of reaching 50,000 subscribers in 2020. So I'm very excited about that too. So now let's move on to the next thing that I want you to make sure you're thinking about. Number 9, all important things that you want to make sure you are including in this new website that you're building. And that is links to all your social media profiles. Now, if you haven't already established your social media profiles, you need to go back to my video, which I'm going to link to right here and also in the description box below, where I begin to talk about how to choose a business name. It was in our 6 steps to starting your business series. And in that video, I go in depth into how to figure out what your social media profiles, all tied to what business names you should choose, what that should look like, and how to do that. That's going to actually allow you to kind of pick your names for all of your social media profiles. Once you do that and you check that video out, you're going to want to make sure that you are putting your social media profile everywhere, because somebody might go to your website first. That's typically what someone's going to do. They're going to hear of you. They're going to see you out. You may give them a business card. You may be talking to someone. Someone else may mention you, and they're going to immediately Google you. And your first thing that's going to come up is your website. But they may want to connect with you in other ways and see what else you have going on. The best way for them to do that is to access your social media profiles. So make sure that it's very easy for people to access your Facebook, your IG, your YouTube, your Pinterest, if you are in a visual type of field, your LinkedIn, your Google Plus, your TikTok, now that's out, and also your Snapchat. So whatever you've got, I don't think I missed any. Whatever you've got now, make sure that it's easy for people to find and easy for them to click and actually access liking you, following you, or subscribing to you very easily. And finally, the 10th thing that you have to include on this critical marketing piece, your website as a new entrepreneur. And it may seem like a no-brainer, but it's not. You wouldn't believe how many people miss this piece. A way for people to actually contact you. I have a client, and it actually happened to me in the beginning of my career. I didn't think about this, but I actually had people going to my website. And at one point, my statistics were showing like hundreds of people going to my website on a monthly basis, which was awesome. But I couldn't figure out why none of those people were actually becoming clients or leads. And then I finally talked to somebody, got a consultation and strategy call scheduled. And I was like, how did you find me? And he's like, I went to your website and I couldn't really figure out what to do, so that I ended up clicking around. I called somebody who I knew who sent me to your website. They gave me your number, and then I had to call your administrator, and I left him. I was just like, oh my God, I am so sorry. Now, I applauded him for his tenacity. But the average person is not going to hunt you down or me down to actually get in contact with you. So make sure that your website has a way for them to click a link, a contact us, a quick box opens up where they can shoot you a quick email that you'll get access to immediately, or they have a phone number or something where they can actually go while the iron is hot, you want to strike. So make sure that you have a way for your visitors to reach out and contact you. All right. So hopefully, as a new entrepreneur, all those ideas about what you're supposed to do with your website, I've helped you with today. I know that you're supposed to have a website, but oftentimes it can be paralyzing if you don't know exactly how to get one, what it should look like, and who should do it. So today, hopefully you've got that great checklist. Make sure you download it and take it with you, whether you're having someone build it, whether you're coming up with the content and building it yourself, or whether you're hiring it or renting it out or whatever it is that you're doing with your website. Please make sure that you check it against that checklist and all the stuff that I talked to you about today. If your website includes all 10 of the things that we've discussed today, you are on your way to an amazing website that's not only going to look pretty and give people information, but it's also ultimately going to help your business grow and help you capture that all-important customer, which ultimately means that all-important revenue. That's all I've got for you. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And again, let me know if you've got any questions at all as you're building your website as a new entrepreneur. Until next time, my love. Mwah! Bye.